ez itt a házunk. So this is our house, and we start from here because this was the final picture when we did the dinner. So let's start from this point. Now we are planning to have a walk, which will be 1 hour, and some part will be speeded up. But when we come back, then the sunset will be in the proper moment. And here you are our kayaks and canoes. Not all of them, but 70% is here. So these are the kayaks and canoe. What we are doing the kayak and canoe tours. Okay, so this is a bike road, a famous bike road, which is the European number 6 bike road, which goes next to the Danube. It starts in Germany and finishes in Romania. And as you see, the Danube is beautiful now, and we are going to have a nice new beach. So there is a construction here in this moment. It lasts for more than 1 year, so they late a little bit, but we are expecting to be ready soon. So maybe it will be ready in 1 month, and then next season we will have a beautiful. We are going to stop just for a moment because to show the baby park. So as you see, there are several gates and several parcella. Several little gardens.
Every little garden belongs to a unit, and a plant of rose is planted for each kid that was born in that specific year. This one is a year of 2018, and the next, at the moment, the very last little garden.
Reconstruct a little bit this small place as well, but as you see, this is our renting place. Now we are closed because of the coronavirus, but we hope maybe in May or June, sooner or later, we will be open. And this is the place where we serve the renting out kayaking, canoeing for those people who would like kayaking, who would like to do the kayaking here on the Danube. Okay, let's go to the. So this is our small island. It is only 200 or 300 meters long, or if the water level is too low, then it is sometimes it's 400 meters long. But if the water level is big, then it used to be under the water. Only the top of the trees are out of the water.
And this little island is inhabited, and this is the favorite beach of Zebegény, people of the local people. And there is also a challenge concerning
csináljak?
Arra meg miért fordítál?
Hát mutatom ezt a
Egyszer
képet.
valamit egész, most nem akarom elmondani. Mit kell elmondani ahhoz, hogy egy fordítást?
Aha. Oké, akkor visszamutatok a szigetre. Na mondjad a sziget körbeúszás.
Semmiképp majd elmondom.
Now because of the coronavirus, it is closed. This is the school. És mit mutassak?
De jó azt is, még elnézeni. Tehát, hogy elindulj egy kicsit, akkor már megtetszik. So the village is inhabited by 1,200 people, and interestingly enough, a Venezuelan family before, English people, also Argentinians lived here, and now we are coming close to the trinity of the village. Left hand side is the shop, almost a picture of the shop,
Hello.
and on the far right hand side is the pub.
Most a templomról beszélj, mert a templomot mutatom.
So the church is a special thing. It was built at the beginning of the 20th century in Art Deco style. As probably you can discover this site from outside, recalls the Transylvanian architecture elements, because the architect, who was a polyhistor, Károly Kós, was born in Transylvania. And this is the one and only church he designed in Hungary. So
Gyere
it
már,
has a
András.
special significance. From inside, that we cannot see now, there are outstanding, beautiful glass works.
Ez a mókus. Csak a mókus mutatom egy kicsit, és aztán még is elindulunk fel a trianonhoz. Még ezt megmutatom, hogy itt ez a rengeteg turista jelzés. vissza kell jönni. Na menjünk. We call in Hungarian it is called Calvaria. So this is the Calvaria of Zebegény. And these are the stációk, the stations. The typical names: Wetzel, Thistle, Krebs.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm really good at it.
On these streets, on the houses, there are ezt elmentette.
Ha vetted, akkor elmentek, ha megúszít, tudod nézni.
Most újraindítottam. So this is the same creek.
A másik irányba sok messze.
And this bridge is also a famous one. This is the
One of the oldest railway bridges in Hungary, called the Seven-Hor Bridge. On this bridge goes the Budapest.
so there is the view tower where we were. And it remains. So after the Second World War, they lost their property. It became governmental property, and it was shared among the village people. So now all the houses is a private property and it is separated, but people kept the old style by fortune. And this is the left side of the streets where we are is a very beautiful and wealthy part, because on the other side of the sides are the Danube.
So it's direct view over the Danube from these houses.
So we are living on the right side, so we are not so rich, but but not so bad. So this is our house on the right side, this big white one, and if we are lucky, then we arrive for the sunset. But before that, we stop here for a moment because this is a very famous house. Na mondd el.
Igen, so this is the Málenki Robot Memorial Place. That is the part of the unspoken history in communism. That was the house from where, after the Second World War, the German originated inhabitants of the village were taken to Siberia to force working camps. That was called the Málenki Robot, the little bird. And their only sin was that they were Germans, and the Germans were considered to be Nazis, all of them. So the Soviet commanders simply gave an order out, gave a date, and collected all the German citizens from the village. And from here they walked the first part, and then by train they were transported to Siberia, where the majority of them died because the conditions were very wrong, and only the few returned. And of this Málenki Robot, there is a victim of it in every family, every original Swabian, Donau-Swabian family in the village. And during the communism, we couldn't speak about this, but later on, after the changes, it became spoken again. So now it's a part of the history. Even there is a local documentary film about the whole story, and there are interviews with the survivors. Now the last one has died already, so no more people who survived this Málenki.
So the time here now exactly 7:44. So we are almost on the same line as Budapest, and at 7:44 this is the situation. So the Danube is lower. In this moment it is lower than it used to be, lower than the average. And it is interesting because now it is end of April. So this is the time when the snow is melting at the Alpians, and the snow melted water should arrive here on the Danube. So in this time the Danube used to be much higher. But the last winter was very dry, that is the reason.
Mondj egy pár szót a Dunáról, a few words about the Danube.
Yeah, if anybody wouldn't know, so the Danube is the longest river in Europe, or we can say the second longest because the Volga in Russia is longer. The question is that Russia is Europe or not. So the Danube is reach 11 countries. It starts in Germany, in the Black Forest, and it finishes in Romania in the Black Sea. And it is 2,600 kilometers long. Hungary is almost at the half. So we are here in this point, we are a little bit closer to the origin than to the estuary, but not so much. So it is after Budapest there is a town called Mohács, which is the halfway. And so we used to organize our canoe tours not only on the Danube, but on the Ipoly River, what I mentioned at the beginning, behind the church, and behind the mountains on the background, where the sun went down, is another river called Garam. So these are our three rivers where we organize the tours. All of them is very nice and beautiful. The Ipoly and the Garam is smaller, and there are small villages where there are not touristic also. That is the interesting in it. And the other very beautiful thing, if we start from here on the Danube down, I cannot show it, or maybe I can show on a map, because from here on the next 9 kilometers the Danube do a 800-degree turn, make a letter U, and that one is the most beautiful part of maybe not only the most beautiful part of the Danube in Hungary, but the most beautiful part of the Danube of the old Danube, or one of the most beautiful. In the summertime we used to organize one-day trips for Budapest tourists, and we are one of the most popular with this tour. We start from here, from Zebegény, and we do this letter U during a day, and everybody is very satisfied with it.
You can swim in the Danube because it is quite clear, and also summertime it is not too cold, so it is just very nice to swim in the natural water of the Danube. There are several islands on the river, all of them inhabited. There is a bigger one that is habited, and these are excellent beaches. So once you happen to be here in the summertime, we suggest swimming in the Danube. Na menjünk.